while I recall everyone else who left me this way. My nerves are still raw, my wounds are still fresh. I collapsed inside while I wish you the best. Did you get lost just to be found? I still light up the torch in case you come back around. I didn't need it then, you always lit up the fuse. Now you're present by your absence, your foot darkens the room. But I wish you'd have told me to go to hell, or threw a knife hold at my head and tossed me into a well. You still leave me cracking like the Liberty Bell. It was never the city, it was always you. It was never the city, it was always you. It was never the city, it was always you. It was never the city, it was always you. Did you get lost just to be found? I still light up the torch in case you come back around. I didn't need it then, you always lit up the fuse. Now you're present by your absence, your foot darkens the room. But I wish you'd have told me to go to hell, or throw a ninefold at my head, toss me in a well. You still leave me cracking like the Liberty Bell.
That is a very Chris song. Very much so.
Thank you.
I really like the lyrics because it's kind of catchy, but then it's also, there's kind of some humor in it.
Right.
Dark humor. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think, I don't know if anyone caught the 9-volt.
I was about to say,
Cracking like
I
the
love
Liberty
that
Bell. I love
detail,
that.
'cause I'm thinking,
Yeah.
you couldn't possibly have made that up. That must have really happened.
No,
That's the thing.
that's the thing that
They throw
Philly
batteries
sports
at
people.
people.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
throw batteries at Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But yeah, Philly sports fans are sort of like known for being very belligerent, and so I kind of want to like throw in a reference to like someone getting a 9-volt throw at them.
Yeah, and then the thing about the Liberty Bell as well.
That is
Yeah,
a killer
that's
line. That is my favorite.
I think that might be the title of the song, Liberty Bell, I guess.
I like that.
Yeah.
I find myself wondering rhythmically how it would sound if you said cracked instead of cracking.
That's a good point. Still,
But I mean, yeah,
cracked like
that's fake Canadians.
I like cracked better too.
What's that?
I kind of like cracked better too. I love the 9-volt thing.
Cracked
Well, we-
kind of feels like crack.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's angrier.
Right, yeah, and I think that's sort of like, because a lot of the times when I was like starting writing songs, like I didn't want to put like emotional consequences in them, and then I realized, oh, my songs get better if like things actually happen in them. So that's why I sort of like, but okay, well I've got to like go full in. It's got to be about like a lover, and it's got to be a guy who's pissed off that like that she's leaving. So so I think once I like leaned into that, it was like the writing it became a lot more easier. I started like coming away with like imagery that I felt was a lot better.
I would love hearing like as a percussion element, like some cheerleaders chanting. It doesn't have to be the E-A-G-L-E-S.
Go Birds!
Yeah, but something.
There's
like
the
a-
LOVE thing, like kind
There's
of.
a
I
lot-
mean, that's
but
what I
something
think
like
of.
the element would be like a really cool
Right.
percussive element.
Right. Yeah, because during that bridge part, sort of like I shortened it for the sake of the thing, but like so it very much starts sort of as a so, and then the drums will go like very, very tom heavy. So I guess in the thing it would be funny to put like it would spell out an Eagles chant.
I wonder if you had like the cheerleaders in there, if they could be on her side, like cheering for her, not
Maybe.
because I kind of felt like I'm kind of on Team Girlfriend on that side. I don't really like the narrator very much, but
That's fair.
it would balance out the song if like all the backup singers were like for her.
Yeah, I really like that.
because I've
That
done-
would
'cause,
lean
you
into
know,
the humor element.
Yeah, because I think you guys have heard like the song that I did where like I shift like it's sort of like a guy who is sort of depressed about how things are going in the crap relationship, and then like third verse, like it goes from her perspective, and she just goes hard on the narrator, talking about, actually you suck as a person.
Yeah.
So it might be just interesting to put that into this song as well. I hadn't thought of that.
Some kind of call response with cheerleader chants. Like, I just love that.
Yeah, I
idea.
feel like that could fit somewhere in the bridge or something.
So sick.
I just am curious. How do you like approach writing the song? Because I just felt like the guitar part, I really loved like how fleshed out it was.
Right.
But just curious what came first, I guess, for this one.
A lot of the times I start out with like a guitar part, and I sort of like how I sort of write, and then I'll have like a general idea of what I want the song to be about. Sometimes I'll have like a song title as well, and generally that's how I'll start. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to the other song I wanted to do, but sort of I felt kind of like a bit stymied. Like I had a really bad case of writer's block the last couple of months where I was just not really like enthused for it. So I actually started like sort of writing more around the song, where like I would sort of like write maybe like a rant about something, or I would write like a story, like a paragraph or two of like a story or something. And that gives me like enough sort of raw material that I could use for inspiration to actually finish writing the song. So that's something new that I've done, and it is actually, well, right now it's 2 for 2. So
That's really
count them off.
really cute. Yeah.
I'm just glad somebody's addressing the Pennsylvania, because Matthew Kaiser too.
Everyone's moving.
So we lost 3 people to Pennsylvania.
Oh, I didn't. That's right.
From,
Yeah.
from local songwriters in the past like 2 months.
I didn't realize that's where Dan went.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
wow.
Pittsburgh there, but
Yeah.
yeah. What's up
Well,
with
I
that?
was born in Pennsylvania, now I'm here.
Oh, now see, they're
All
sending
right,
it
we're getting
back.
a little trade-off.
Yeah, my original pitch for this song is actually a lot more simplistic. It was like a lot more like direct, like bits, like what does the Wawa or the Sheets have that Sacramento doesn't, or like the
Good
the
bread.
Pirates suck and I miss you bad, or that type of thing. And now that concept is actually like in a song I want to do for my band, I kind of have to take it slightly bit more seriously. But I hope like still some of that humor came through, because
Totally.
yeah.
And because it was dark, it didn't come off as just like fluffy humor.
Right.
It was like humor, but that hurts.
Right.
I like that you came after leaving California too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of transit in these songs tonight.
I liked your I liked your chord choices. I
Thank
don't know
you.
if there's some drop 2 in the verse or whatever you call that, kind of
Right.
feels ambiguous, and then you in the chorus you go into that like dominant 7th or something.
Yeah.
And then I also like that riff a lot. Kind of wonder, I don't know, like how it would sound with more of that in there. but,
Right. I think this is just sort of a initial thing. Ideally, I would like to be able to play the riff while I'm singing the lyrics.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to do that, because like
Yeah,
it was very much like I wrote the riff, and I've had this riff since February, I think.
I wonder if you could loop it.
And-
Do you have a pedal?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's not me. Like a looper is for me one more thing that
One
can
more
go
thing.
wrong. Like all the blessings of people who actually do use them and use them well in like a live setting, it is just been something that I know like I'm going to mess up.
A lot until you don't.
Fair
Just-
enough.
It was like a year messing up before I felt comfortable.
I think the other thing is like
And then I
playing,
crashed and burned.
right. The other problem is like playing with a band, which their sense of timing could be off from like whatever the looper is. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to incorporate that into a
Yeah.
band for sure.
Are there bands that do use that like pretty spectacularly? Yes, there are. So I don't know. This is just me making an excuse for not wanting to play with my board.
The riff was cool.
No, it's not everybody.
I mean, to be fair, I think like it's good where it is, because like if you added more to it, I think it would kind of.
Did you have any Rocky references in there?
I did not have any Rocky
Ooh.
references in there.
I think
A cheesesteak reference?
I did not have any cheesesteak.
Pats
I've been told
versus-
like about to put to Cheese Whiz, to Rocky, to all of that, but no, I think the references that made it in there. I feel like trying to write more into it feels like it would be trying to stuff too much.
You'd have to go into like a Billy Joel,
Yeah, that
start
was
the
about to
fire
say,
type of
exactly.
Yeah, a
So
songwriter who I'm not a big fan of. So
I've always wanted to do that though, like that just nonstop
Right.
song. Philadelphia has a lot of material.
it's like a lighthouse is coming on.
Yeah, I was trying to be invisible. Sorry.
Where did that voice come from? Did you hear someone talking over there? Well, thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Alright, there's more of you than I anticipated.
Are we gonna get a uke?
Ooh, you got words?
I've not heard the uke song yet.
Yes.
All right.
Should we
So
share our lyric sheets?
there should be 10 of them, I think.
Yeah.
Need the
No, I'll try to wing it.
Pro over here. Is that your new one?
Yeah, so I don't actually play ukulele, but I wanted to write a song once, so I bought this. I wrote the song last week and then bought this immediately after I wrote it.
Well, you play it now.
Well, it's like, you know, I actually literally for this song I looked up like easiest chords on Google, and I chose these 3.
Before you jump into it, can you talk a little bit about? I mean, I know the concept is basketball players, so
Yeah, so
Andre
Wait, was
Ingram
this
is a name I do not
theme
recognize.
given last time or something?
no, it was just
Oh,
something I
okay.
wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
I have a reputation for writing like horrifically depressing songs that make everybody sad about life.
That's good stuff.
So I was like, I gotta change it up if I want people to still listen to me.
Do you think the listening is enhanced by knowing more about the basketball player, or?
So sure, I'll explain. Andre Ingram. So all of those songs I'm working on are specifically ex-Lakers, and Andre Ingram is a basketball player who played in the minor leagues of basketball called the G Leagues for over a decade, and just was always killing it. But he's a little bit undersized. He's like 6'1", and I don't know why, but he never got the call up to go to the NBA, and instead was just setting all these records in the G League without ever getting the call up. And then the Lakers one season were playing really poorly. Their season was basically over, so they were looking for like a feel-good PR story. So he was basically done at that point. He's super bald, he's got gray hair, he's still 6'1", he didn't grow. And they signed him to a 10-day contract, which is basically a contract for like 1 or 2 games. And so at the end of the season, he came on, and at this point, he's ancient, and he just murdered everyone. He had one of the greatest debuts in the history of like a rookie. It's weird that he's a rookie because he was like almost 40, but he scored like 16 points. He was nailing all threes. He was getting also rebounds, steals. It was just really incredible to see because he'd clearly prepared for something his entire life. Never got the call up, even though he clearly deserved it. He's the greatest three-point shooter in the history of the G League. He has an insane percentage. And when he finally had that chance, he made everybody look stupid for not signing him a long time ago. But so, do I tune this wrong? So the reason I wanted to do a song about him forever, and I was like, well, oh, that's why.
Yeah, it's minor.
And I always thought maybe I'd do like a song in the context of like of a similar thing as far as like being ready as far as making songs and all that. And then I realized, no, the thing that I actually prepared my whole life for was like being decent in a relationship. So that's why this song is called Andre Ingram. I'll try it out. It's brand new, so I might forget it, but it should be alright.
Jackie broke my heart when I was 12 years old. She sent her friend to tell me we're through. My mother bought a guitar and she put it in my room, and that's the first night I played the blues. I sang, one day someone will love me well. My heart hurts, but it grows stronger every day. And when that day comes, when I fall for someone who loves me true, I will be ready for you. my breath away at 17 in the parking lot across from our school. But she'd smoke bedtime cigarettes with every pretty boy she met, so I sang songs while feeling a fool. I sang, one day someone will love me well. My heart hurts, but it grows stronger every day. And when that day comes that I fall for someone who loves me true, I will be ready for you. I was certain Anna was the one who turned things all around. When she was with me, I felt at peace. But she found church and God, it seems they didn't have any room for me. For I had just a single belief that one day someone will love me well. My heart hurts, but it grows stronger every day. And when that day comes, when I fall for someone who loves me true, I will be ready for you.
And then bass solo.
I moved from place to place until my hair turned gray. But every night I sang my little song. And then you finally appeared. You held my hand and volunteered a place where my heart could belong. And I'm ready to love you well. My heart's strong, it's been training every day. I'm glad that you've come, because now I'm someone who loves true, and I am ready for you. I love true, and I am ready for you. I love true, and I am ready for you.
Dude, how the hell do you take an idea for a basketball metaphor and turn it into this, dude? I am so impressed by the overall arrangement, the way it flows, and the fact that, I don't know all of these facts are true, but I know at least some of these verses come
All of
straight
them are true.
from
The
your
only thing is,
experience.
I will be sued by all of my exes whenever anybody gets hold of my songs. All
you
of
change
those
the
things
name
are
at
completely
least?
no.
Okay.
What I did do was like mash like multiple X's into like one thing, because really the high school should be Vivi. But I was like, Amy was the cigarettes one, and there's too many verses, so I smashed Amy and Vivian into one person. And then the same with like, it's really bizarre, but that religious one happened to me 3 times in a row.
Oh, I just knew that was the one time.
No, it was
multiple
3
people you know.
3 times in a row. I was like, either in a relationship with somebody, dating somebody for a couple of months, or just like about to be in a relationship with somebody, and then they would become a pastor. Different religions.
So it's
Bringing
really
people
repeat
to
3
God.
times.
Yeah, read that same verse 3 times.
So I chose the Catholic one, but like that actually literally happened to me like 3 times in like 3 years. Where I was
Man,
like,
there's some sign maybe that you were missing.
I was like, I'm done dating Christians for a while at least. But so I had like some possible alternative verses.
I was gonna say actually, maybe just because I heard you sing them, but
I felt like volunteered, like the whole thing flowed better. And that other one was like she could not decide between all the boys who she was seeing. That's when it was like actual high school. But somebody said they just really liked the sound of bedtime cigarettes.
I do too. That line kicked.
I like the imagery in that a lot more. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I like that you choose the imagery that implies the other verse rather than the straightforward one without the imagery.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked that too.
And so this is the one that you guys did at Gold, or one of the ones that you did at Golden Bear?
Yeah,
together?
last night.
So there was a bass solo
Yeah.
with the ukulele. That's
Yeah.
badass, and I really want to see that.
What's Golden Bear?
It's a bar in Midtown. They do an open
okay.
show every Tuesday.
Got
Kind
it.
of a small, kind of little place.
It is
Oh,
very
okay.
effective.
It's super small, and on Tuesday nights it is shoulder to shoulder.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's like the most popular open mic I've ever seen.
Really? Wow. And I've been. That's cool though.
There's multiple open mics here every night.
He hosts some of them.
Yeah.
In Sacramento, do you mean?
Sacramento,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. No, I've definitely run into quite a few. There seem to be a ton though, so that's cool.
Massive amount.
Huh. Good to know. Thanks.
Can I say something? I'm not a songwriter or anybody, but I just loved it. The song is so catchy, so sweet and fun and cute, and it just feels good. And I'm just as a listener, and I'm not sure if you're releasing song, but I think you should release and you should contact also people with commercial. The ones who do commercial, it's like I can see some fun commercials with this song, and it's a lot of money there too. But it just and it makes song popular because a lot of people like, oh, I love this song. Let me just in the commercial, let me just search it.
It is really weird because this is like essentially the opposite of everything I'm known for. I'm a rapper, and also I normally do just songs, country songs that just destroy people's emotion. And so it's like the exact opposite. And we were playing last night. It's the first time we've done something cheerful, and I could see the crowd was like,
Wait, what's happening here?
well, they were like, oh, I want this story. And when it did, we had to take like a little applause break where they're like, oh my God, it's a happy ending. And I was like, this is so wild if this is gonna be the thing that like people start sharing, because it's just like the exact opposite of 25 years of my work.
Right. Makes all the sense in the world to me.
Like, imagine how Fountains of Wayne felt after, like, Stacy's Mom came out. It's sort of like, there was a song that was, like, just a complete, like, genre pastiche, and it was sort of like trading on sort of the American pie-ness of the whole thing, and that's the one that breaks them big after being sort of like a middling major label band for, like, a couple of albums.
It's nice though, because I am cheerful now, so I felt good that I was able to, like, place it in a place that I can share that with y'all too, instead of just like, haha, I'm gonna hurt you now.
So you're still really good at that, though.
Yeah, don't stop doing that.
I also want to say that your opinion in this room is probably the most important, because if we were, I mean, we do play for a lot of musicians, but if we were only writing songs for other musicians, you know, it would be a much smaller thing. And so, like, having a listener here, you know, saying that is important. At least that's my perspective.
Yeah, no, that's true. Appreciate it.
Also, you can release it on TikTok. And lots of people
That'd be great. TikTok.
No, it's a lot of songs are popular because
No,
of
for sure,
TikTok.
that's the new charts.
Yeah, and just because people use
I don't know how to
they
use
do-
it, but like, it is like where the hits are built now.
I want to see you, though, in 80s basketball shorts, running around the court, doing some dunks. And that's, I feel like that would go on TikTok pretty well.
Played at a Golden One halftime.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, on the ukulele, do you play that a lot on songs, or is that unusual?
I just bought it like 5 days ago.
Because I'm kind of wondering, like, ukulele kind of has an I think of it as having more of an upbeat, happier kind of sound, so I'm wondering if there's a connection.
That was why I decided to try to write it on there, because I was like, I decided to do like a twee EP. So I was like, well, I need a brighter, happier, more cheerful thing for the next couple of songs.
So you bought the ukulele for that?
Yeah, well, I decided to put it on ukulele, and then I was like, oh shoot, I kind of like it, so I better go buy one so I can play live.
Oh, I gotcha.
Like I had like a uke at home, but this is like a $30,
Right.
not good one.
Plus, the chords are all major, and I think most of your stuff is usually minor, isn't
I don't know.
it? It feels minor, at least.
Yeah, probably. Cool. Thank y'all.
Right on. Yeah, I gotta catch that one
Also, which
with the
open mic
bass
do you
solo
lead?
sometime.
So there is an open mic here next Friday. We do the second, and it's actually now part of the same group. Like we've assimilated together, and it's a songwriters open mic, all genres. But like you're supposed to bring like your original material, and we do one song, and then just basically do rounds. So like if you play first, and then everybody else plays, then you're back again. But I also host another songwriters open mic this Friday.
Yeah, that's a nice format.
Now, I have a confession to make. So I hosted the last open mic here at MusicLandria because you were not able to make it. And I kept telling everyone, well, me and I think Buddy kept telling everyone that the MusicLandria open mic is the first Friday of every month, but it was the second Friday. So I may have screwed up the promotion on that. So my bad if people come here on Friday. Well, he knew, I knew, he knew, I think Faye knew as well, and none of us correct. Well, I didn't know because I was like.
Let's just go with it.
So yeah, people. Yeah, buddy, if people come here Friday for an open mic, my bad.
No, I'm gonna send them to your house.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, everyone come to Carmichael.
I had a question about open mics, like if you guys have, I know Fig Tree, but that's the only open mic I know. Do you guys know any other ones other than that?
We're
Yeah.
17-year-old.
For all ages, for sure. So definitely the one here next Friday. Next Friday night is perfect. The one that is this Friday is technically all ages, but there are people there like drinking wine because it's an art gallery, just so you're aware. So definitely I would recommend the second Friday is here. I actually do have me and Hadeen, who's not here yet, they work late, so they get here late, but we run a spreadsheet that lists all the open mics in town, so I can definitely get you that link, so you can
That'll
see.
be
I think
amazing.
aren't they running something
Oh, that's
this
right.
Saturday?
Actually, this Saturday, it's the last one, but this Saturday there is another songwriters open mic for 1 hour at the Arcade Library. Do you use like Instagram?
Yes.
So I can give you like my card and Hadeen's info, and then we have access to that spreadsheet, so you can always see. And on that spreadsheet, it tells you what's all ages, what's whatever.
And I don't mind if there are people drinking. It's just they mind.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course.
so they're like, she can't.
There's
come
also
in.
in Roseville, the other one is Shady Coffee. Do you know where that one is? That's on Fridays.
Oh yeah, and that's a coffee house. Yeah.
Shady
Yeah.
Cafe.
Did you already
I
talk
think
about Tower?
Oh, Tower as well. Oh,
Is Tower
Hadeen
all
would kill
ages?
me.
Is that all ages?
That is all
Yeah.
ages. So there's also one on Monday nights that's all ages. It is at a brewery, but it's very, very chill. Like it's not crazy at all. And that is Mondays from 6:30 to 9. And
What name is it?
so on the map it'll say Tower Brewing. They literally just got bought out by Highwater Brewing, but the maps would probably still say Tower.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, that's why there's none this week. They're having like a meeting on, but
Still the same management
have
or a
Insta-
whole new?
whole new
team?
people, whole new team.
That is high stakes.
Okay, if you can give her the
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, like
or
Yeah, yeah.
something that she can just
Yeah, yeah.
look it up.
For sure.
because I have
It's
no
a
idea.
very inclusive, very welcoming, probably the most.
That's
like,
probably a great space for you
Yeah.
for the Monday night.
I took my daughter there for her first when she was 14.
Because I think they posted on our Facebook group, but yeah, when Hadeen comes in,
Yeah,
we'll get
here, I'll
that.
give you this now. It's got
Thank
the
you so
QR
much.
code to scan.
Thank you.
For the one this Saturday, how do you think that one's gonna turn out?
I can think of it.
Saturday, the library is super low key.
Yeah, I bet.
It's basically like
Super
3 or
low.
4 of
It's
us.
And there's no
unamplified.
amplification,
It's
yeah.
almost like this, just.
It's
you
all
know,
acoustic.
Yeah, in the little community room of the library.
I'm not
fun.
No 808s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you try to bring a sub into the library, I think you will get kicked out.
Also, just a heads up that I have to leave in 5 minutes, so if I like pack up, that's why, but, sorry, yeah. Won't do it in the middle of a song, yeah.
Don't forget to apply if you're interested for the showcase. And
Oh, yeah, it's once a month, right? Okay, cool.
I'm gonna give you a choice. Do you wanna hear instrumental that I made for relaxing and studying? Or do you wanna hear the song that I wrote half of yesterday?
About an animal?
It's sort of about I can't tell you what it's about because it's a surprise. You wanna hear?
I want to
well, now that you called it a surprise, I was all instrumental before, but now you said surprise. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And I'll play the song. It's a surprise song. I'm not gonna tell you the title because then you'll know what it's about.
It's like a riddle?
Well, it won't be much of a riddle.
Okay.
You'll get it as soon as I finish the first verse. Where did I put it? Okay, let's see if I can remember how it goes. They're hiding in the corner, they're under the chair. They. No, that's not the tune. How do you sing? hop real high, they're getting everywhere. Here I see a fluffy tail, there with the Hoover, but it didn't suck enough. She hopped into my bedroom, where she met up with her date. Then they went and had a baby in the radiator grate. Saw the same dust bunny again later that night. She hopped around the corner when I turned on the light. I heard her in the closet, she was there with some others. Now that baby that she had before has some sisters and some brothers. There are only 5 verses. Eventually I want to have like 20 verses, but these are just the first 5. Okay, verse 4. Next morning the whole family went out for the day. When they returned, it turned out everyone had got engaged. Each dust bunny came home with a dust bunny paramour. They hopped into the bedroom and they shut the bedroom door. That evening all the dust bunnies stayed up to play. Each one got more acquainted with their fiancé. Next morning there were more of them hopping down the stairs. It's not my fault dust bunnies are getting everywhere.
First of all, that's amazing. You could do future fiancés if you wanted to fill out that space.
Yeah, I didn't sing that right, but future fiancés, yeah, that's a good one.
But even the pause was funny though. Like it added to like the drama.
Yeah.
So are you gonna do like a chorus in there somewhere too?
Maybe.
Funny.
Because
yeah.
I would love it if there was like a very simple chorus that like the audience can sing along
Yes.
each time, almost like a one-sentence chorus, you know?
I kind of like that, like if the chorus had something to do with "It's not my fault that you all are here."
It's
Like
not
that,
my fault.
that idea would be a fun one to sing along with.
It had a very Dr. Demento vibe, I gotta say. Like, I could totally hear that on the old Dr. Demento show. And that, I know we like have been talking about possibly writing funny songs, that we both have wanted to write our own funny songs. You totally nailed it. I love it. I'm inspired to try to get funny.
Future, I like future fiancé. Like a fiancé is already future.
True. There's just
It
something
could
in me that
be
wants to fill
our
that
fiancé.
space.
Yeah, dust bunny fiance. Is that what you said? Yeah.
That's my fiancé. Yeah, future fiancé. It's like they're not even that serious. Like,
Or we have a baby.
But I think like the audience like desperately wants to participate with you.
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, a chorus with something, some sing-along chorus. Yeah, thank you. Good.
Would you like to share a song?
I'm not very prepared to play one. I could play recording.
Yeah, totally.
Is there a Bluetooth connection or something? How do I do that?
Oh,
Or
I
just
have one
like-
if you want to connect.
I'm sorry to rush out. Oh, sorry.
Take care.
It was nice meeting you all.
Thanks for coming again.
Yeah.
See you again.
This is my card.
Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you so much.
Like my Spotify.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Nice meeting you guys. See you. Bye.
Okay, let me see if I can. I think if I do this, you should see
Is
it.
it 7?
It says, oh wait, no, I just turned it off.
I think N7 is my Bluetooth headphones.
Just choose one, it will play through someone's device. You see it?
Don't choose N7 though. I will be the only one here.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
It says boom or something? Nah. How do I? I must have done it once because I paired my own phone with.
It's like having.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, there
Oh,
it
there
is.
he goes.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I don't feel like I should just be playing Warzone.
Alright, let me just see what this is, cause these are just like on iCloud. Okay, okay, this is a song. So I've written a lot of songs, but none of them are finished. So they're all works in progress. So this one is also a work in progress. Yeah.
I remember when we played music in the alley, afraid of the time that never can fade away. Yeah. I'll stay here while you ride by. Destination in your mind's eye. I know where you wrote it all fade away. Yeah. It's just a feeling I know it's just another world I'm getting off. And never, I miss you the hardest. You know it took a place where we could hide out. You know it's just a voice out of the darkness. So I would never forget all about it. You know it's wrong to live so long and die so young. Buzz me in a memory, hanging on that balcony. I will always find you there, fade away. Yeah, it's just another. Come on, have another. What it was always sung together. I miss you the hardest. You know it took a place where we could hide out. You know it's just a voice out of the darkness. So I would never forget all about it. You know it's wrong to live so long. You know it's wrong to live so long and die so young. I remember when we played music in the alley, afraid of the time that never can fade away. Yeah.
What kind of feedback are you looking for?
I don't know. I guess is this like a satisfying song? I guess.
I mean, it sounded complete to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely really liked it a lot.
Yeah, if you're all done with that, write some more.
Uh-huh.
Like it.
The two things that I might consider if you're still working on it is that very last part. I think it, to me it would flow better if that very last part was cut off and it ends after the "Die So Young."
yeah, for sure.
Just because it feels like a nice ending spot there. And then I like the two different sections a lot, but I really like the first section, like even more. And the second is still good, but I almost want one of those chords to be like, I don't know if it has to be a minor, but like there's more of like uplifting in the chorus sound than there is for the rest of the song.
Right.
And I like the sound of it, but I almost want that chorus to somehow not be that uplifting in the sound of it, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
I gotcha. Yeah. Good comment.
But I like it a lot.
I don't know if you saw, but I think many of us were tapping and moving. Like it had made you want to dance and groove.
Definitely groovy.
Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
It kind of had a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers feel for me, and I can't really put my finger on why, but something about the vocals, I think. I liked I think it was added reverb in the last guitar that came in. There was different tone in there. I like that.
Yeah.
I might I don't know if you're planning on adding more instrumentation, but I might look at cutting one of the instrumental portions. It felt like there were 2 or probably 3 spots there that a solo could fit in, which is cool, but if you weren't gonna add any instrumentation, I would think about maybe finding one of those to eliminate.
Gotcha.
If you do add instrumentation, one of the things I think that could fill like a little bit of the sound would maybe be like organ chords. I like that sound a lot. I don't know what's that called. It reminds me of like, they weren't called hipsters yet, but like 90s hipster, like that just kind of like cool sound. It wasn't like big on the radio, but like the one tier under that was a bunch of cool bands, you know?
Right.
What is
I guess, I don't know, like college rock, indie rock.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Like I like that
Lit.
sound a lot. Not lit.
No, I think they were more like odds at that point.
More what?
More
Odds,
2000s,
okay.
yeah.
I'm old enough that decades don't mean much anymore. Like, yeah, it happened sometime between the 90s and the 2010. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I use your Bluetooth speaker?
Yeah, let me push the.
I'll play the one
Is
and
that
only
the-
song that I've written this year.
Okay, it should
It
be
might
in
be-
pairing mode now.
It might be the only one that happens this year. Beat Boom? Is that it?
Yeah, that'd be the one.
The kind of feedback I'm looking for on this song is, I guess, just how does it land for you? What's the meaning that you get behind it and the feel of it?
I know it hurts. It rings and wrenches. There's nothing left to heave. It's two-dimensional, flat, and you wish for that box that you were in. Of course you do. I know you can't. You can't go back. Time, it plucks the strings that way. It's three-dimensional. Those suffocating walls, they never could contain all of you. That box turned inside out when a snap, like the Big Bang, baby, you go on expanding. It's four-dimensional, more dimensional. You'll never see it all, the worlds you are. It's four-dimensional, more dimensional. You'll never see it all, the worlds you are.
wishes in the world to Alec, who is the one who helped me record this.
Yeah, it sounded
I just
very,
pushed
like,
the button.
It sounded very layered. Was there like a lot to the production? Like,
It was actually a really simple production, but the layering you're hearing is that our friends Natalie and Hannah contributed vocals to it, and then also the cello part.
Right.
And she recorded like 3 separate cello tracks, so
Okay.
that's all in there. So
Right.
that's what I,
I mean,
think
for
gives it that full
such
sound.
relatively little tracking, it sounds very full.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my favorite parts are definitely when it goes to something about plucking strings or something, and then the cello goes to pizzicato, and I'm like, that's fun. And then when the first time it goes to 4-dimensional, the other vocals come in to like, so I was like, oh, that's fun how like the music is like matching what the lyrics are doing. I like that a lot.
I'm excited that came through.
Was that like a natural room reverb, or was that added in after post-production?
That was added in.
Oh.
Yeah.
What type was it? Do you know?
It was, I think it was the Oral River reverb. I can't remember if that was a free one or if I paid for it, but
Cool.
it's a nice one.
Was that you on the cello?
No, that was my friend Natalie. I'm doing the lead vocals. Natalie's doing the cello, and my friend Hannah's doing the harmony.
That's beautiful.
And you did the piano.
Oh, and I did the
Beautiful
piano.
piano part.
Yeah, it felt really cohesive.
Know that? I thought it was Alec. Piano for some reason. You know,
I think
that song.
What kind of feedback were you looking for again?
I'm looking for how it, like, meaning-wise, how it landed, and it's finished because it was a gift and I gave the gift. But also, if there's like improvement feedback, I would take that too.
I thought it was like it all came together in the end, sort of. Like in the beginning, it feels a little bit abstract when you're talking about like the emotions and it's 2-dimensional. And just listening the first time, you're like, I don't know exactly where this is going, but by the end, it kind of coalesces really nicely together to, yeah, I don't know, it just builds really nicely, I think.
I think you should write more like that. That's the kind of
Next year.
That's the feedback I'm looking for.
And not fair. I hadn't listened to that in, a while. Yeah. Not super fair. You know what I think.
Where'd you guys record the cellos?
Natalie did
Natalie
that.
recorded it in her house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she actually tracked that herself and then just emailed it to me and I mixed it in.
That's cool.
The feedback doesn't really fit what you were asking for. Can I share it anyways?
Yeah, please do.
Alright, yeah, I just wanted to sort of comment. Well, first, I love it. I think it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. And secondly, I just wanted to sort of remark on just the form and the structure of it. I really appreciate songs that just have this kind of like really by feel, like kind of structure to them. And I'm always just really stoked to hear a track that is just kind of like, feels like it's really just progressing by what the artist or musician felt should come next. So I love hearing songs like that, and yeah, I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you.
You got buddy feedback. Right? That's a big
Hey.
I really want to get more feedback, but I also just sort of sometimes just kind of sit back. But yeah. Thank you. Thanks everybody for sharing songs. Can I share one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Unless there's
Yeah,
more
please
feedback for, I don't want to.
Or more people want to share.
Yeah, we've got one more to go, but you can.
There's time, I think.
Jump in there, sure.
Very cool. Yeah, so I've got a project that I'm sort of trying to figure out. It's called Drum Bender. And the goal is to create cinematic industrial type beats. And the first kind of like idea for it was I want to make tracks for people to add vocals over. But now I don't know if that's the right fit. So maybe that's sort of the feedback zone that I'm going for is like, is this something I should sort of lean into or just pivot quick? So if I were to pivot, it would be maybe into just like trying to create licensable tracks for film. So yeah, that's kind of it. Let's see if this works. gonna play it from YouTube.
Before you play it, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What kind of vocals would you be pitching it toward?
So the first idea was to sell to local hip hop folks.
Okay.
To just like add raps on top of, but I don't think it's gonna work. So that might be a good feedback zone too.
Buddy, do you mind if we go like 2 or 3 minutes over? Because we do have one more person to share.
I was gonna say if y'all wanna go till 9, that's chill. So I'll be here late, so if y'all wanna keep going around, that's super chill by me.
way to see, I think. I mean, we could just try running bars over it. You could see like what type of thing it might sound like. I mean, when I listen to it, I feel like it needs to be like, or the best version of what would go over that would be something like English and grimy, you know? That's like the type of feel it has to me. But once you start throwing in where like the time shifts up and everything, most people are gonna have a real hard time keeping up unless that's like, they really cater to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
When I thought about either one of those paths, I could see like one specific movie scene, and just like one option. It was all horror, where when I think about it from a lyrical perspective, I could hear it being something a little more like hip hoppy, dark hip hoppy, or something more like Nine Inch Nailsy with that kind of grind, you know, that. So I could hear like I think more options from a overdub, you know, getting backbeats perspective than from a movie perspective.
Could we try like 30 seconds with like at lower volume so I could just try some random bars? Just to see?
Is everyone in the circle okay with that?
Are you gonna freestyle?
No, I would never freestyle. I would just take random bars.
I want to hear this.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't freestyle ever.
Well, I know you said that. That's why I was hoping we get a little. You know,
But
crack
bars are
in it.
bars. They go over anything.
Yeah, I'm down if the circle's okay with that.
Yeah.
Did you want to perform a song tonight?
Yeah, but I can wait.
Okay.
Cool. Alright, just like 30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, just a short
From
bit.
the top.
Yeah, from the top, because once you get into others, like those breaks and stuff.
Although I want to hear what you would do if you had to.
I would
like,
pause and faint.
Yeah. I,
My sadness takes the form of emptiness. I wish that I had known that our last kiss was our last kiss. I would have tilted your head back and breathed deep inside your neck. Kissed you long and hard and soft, the kind of kiss that leaves you wrecked, just like the movies, just like we used to when we were brand new and still dreaming of the future. But now that's gone, we're not even in the present. Now I'm left feeling empty, like I'm on antidepressants.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like I have to like,
Yeah.
which is not something I know how to do. But that's the type of thing that I hear, except with an English accent.
but I think you could give yourself that kind of tone in the mix. Like you wouldn't have to, like necessarily perform it in
Yeah.
a way that was uncomfortable for you. But
Is that what the UK kids call grime?
I think so. I don't know anything about anything, but did you ever listen to Tom Hardy rapping?
No.
I think Tom Hardy would kill it on.
Wait, does he rap?
Tom Hardy is an excellent rapper.
Oh my God, I am so gonna go look at that tonight.
Wait, the actor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
He's also a jiu-jitsu champion now.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah, he just won a jiu-jitsu contest last week.
There's a meme I'm going to send you about UK rappers. I can't do it in the circle.
But I definitely think it could work, but it's somewhat, the thing is, there's not that many rappers, especially locally, that are looking to perform in that style, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the question, is just like, hey, am I spinning my wheels making stuff that doesn't have an audience here with the local, or I don't know, even just the hip hop scene,
I
right?
think there's definitely rappers that are looking for those kinds of things. They're not necessarily here.
Here, yeah. Got it. So then I'm just like, hey, do I just switch gears and try?
I think it's good as is for either for movie, but even maybe more for gaming, video games or computer
Ooh,
games.
Yeah.
So I think that would be like such a
That'd
good.
be super cool, yeah, Mortal Kombat 12 or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't think about video games, but I could definitely hear that in some
well, yeah,
shooter
especially
games.
if you distributed it as stems so that it could be looped,
Yeah.
and then like have it, because it moved very clearly from section to section, but you might want to loop each section for however long you want.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. That's great. And so do you want to play the piano?
Yeah.
Yeah, let everyone go to the piano.
Ooh, field trip.
It's so small.
a theme.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want to.
You don't have to. But yeah, that's all I use. You just can't go as far as alcohol, but you can use actually do I know that's 6.
Do you have a keyboard? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, we don't have a keyboard.
I don't like anything there. It's a house of cards, actually,
And I'll
honestly.
probably text you the address.
Yes, I have, so I have, 2 microphones that are like just removables, 1 microphone that's for like if you need to like the guitar. And then several.
He told me what part of the
things
the
that
quality
the
is
guitar should also have your to put into keyboard. Actually, I did with Sarah's hand, so she's very good.
I think
Did
like,
you ask him for the address?
one of the things that will be most beneficial is if you figure out a setup that
Text me when you're ready,
does
and then I'll
everything
send
you
the
want,
address.
but
And then
like
I
not
said,
one for
like,
recording,
I
but
don't
one for like playing these types of things that
But
is
then no address.
like small and easy to carry, because that's like, it,
So when they send the address, I'll send it to
oh,
you.
yeah, because that'll make it a lot
But I feel better about
easier,
doing it in the morning.
when people have to carry like giant keyboards around, even when they sound great, you can get very tired very quickly.
$500 savings, right?
Yeah. This model.
Self will have a piano.
That you have to ask permission.
Oh,
So the piano
really?
doesn't actually belong, it's kind of complicated, because the piano doesn't actually belong to art gallery, it belongs to the guy who teaches piano lessons in the art gallery. So you are supposed to ask, his name is Carlos, you're supposed to ask Carlos for permission.
This one's
he
not
said
like
yes, but you still have to ask him.
Right,
So
right, you
it's
don't want
the
to-
cheaper of the.
But if
So
you compare
physically there is a
set,
piano
it's
there.
easy for you to carry around. The small amp.
But score.
That's like one thing that
Score,
like,
yeah.
my first amps are like massive, and the older I get, the smaller I get. And now my amp is like this big, it's like a lunchbox.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for being able to just jump up on the stage and just like play without too much fuss.
Because what you want to do is play as much as possible, not be so concerned about sounding perfect, but getting as many reps in as possible, because that's where you're really gonna improve, not in like the sound quality, but in like ear quality as far as performing more and more. You already sound great though, so I encourage you to get out as much as you can, for sure.
No, I should give you a second one. Jeremy?
Thank you so much. The office is so welcome.
So,
Yeah, thanks for coming.
here's what this spreadsheet is for the,
Everyone closing up shop.
I think so.
I want to hear another song of yours, though, Chris.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, you played
All right, I'll play just for you.
Play just for me.
Yeah. I'll need the thing.
What?
I'll need the music stand. Yeah. So this is a song about my new songwriting approach because.
Is this a new one?
Yes, and this is also a new. I think one of those is mine. Yeah. And so I've been really pissed off about not being like.
Oh yeah, honestly I was happy with
Something that I've sort of come up with as an idea to sort of get me out of my current rut was to like write more like sort of like about like the topic that I wanted to like write about. So, and the way that the metaphor that I came up for it is, are you familiar with the SpongeBob episode where SpongeBob goes to art class and Squidward's teaching him?
Yeah.
Okay.
SpongeBob was a little bit, came a little on a little bit too late.
Fair enough. But anyway, there's an episode where Squidward is teaching ideas, and SpongeBob is his only student. And SpongeBob, it turns out, is like a natural savant at art. And like he tries to like, okay, well, can you draw like a perfect circle? And so what SpongeBob does is he draws this perfectly photorealistic face and he erases it until he gets the circle. So that's what I've written this one about.
everybody that was
It's called Draw the Face, Get the Circle. Let's see how this goes. Draw the face to get the circle. Yesterday's clothes were just days of shoveling. Gotta draw the face to get the circle. There's a seam missing frame cut over my face. Every air in the room seems fresh like the rain. Can't trace my steps, so let us hope for the best. When my mind's more clear, not to be put to the test, maybe I should go and get not afraid, but I was already there. Dead and left was ground, used to be so fertile. Gotta draw the face to get the circle. I'm at the easel, but I gotta draw the face to get the, gotta draw the face to get the circle. Not the sharpest of models, the most beautiful minds. Has a snowball's chance in hell against the passing of time. It's a miracle to even put together the words. When I struggle with even the most vulgar verse, this is where the blessing turns to curse. Gotta draw the face to get the circle. Gotta draw the face to get the circle. Gotta draw the face to get the circle. Gotta draw the face to get the circle.
Nice.
Thank you.
I think that would work even if you hadn't, even if I didn't know about the
The
SpongeBob
SpongeBob.
reference, just because it's such
Where's
a
the
such
SpongeBob
an
song?
interesting image.
Okay, so you remember the episode where Squidward teaches art class?
Very vague.
Where
And
he
it
carves the
Yeah,
statue.
and it turns
Classic.
out that SpongeBob is like this natural savant.
Yeah.
So I've been having a lot of issues with like writing songs recently. Like I've been having the worst fucking writer's block once.
Me too, bro.
So the thing that I've tried is like I'm gonna write more than what I need. Sort of like write more on sort of like a topic that I want the song to be about. Maybe like a rant, maybe like a story, maybe something like that, and then that'll give me sort of the raw material or inspiration that I need to finish the song. So that's sort of what it's about. Where I wrote this rant about how pissed I am that I have to like put all these extra steps just to write a song. So that's what the song's about.
I would have thrown in a shirt for you too, just I appreciate that. I think I only
I
had
thought these
meetings
were the
this fall.
danger chairs. Are they fine now? Am I thinking of different chairs?
Yes, they were white folding chairs.
Alright, so my last sort of comment for you, it looks like it's wrapping up. If anyone wants to watch it and hear their feedback again, it's
Oh,
on
Christ,
the YouTube
no.
channel.
Oh no!
Thank you.
Wait, oh, I want to watch your face, but just because I missed everything, so. I don't feel like
I have to listen back to my shit.